Hi, my name is Mandy. Today we're going to be talking about yoga and the importance of alignment. Today I'm going to have Allison come in and model for me. Yay, so this is lovely Allison. I'm going to have her come into a basic tabletop position. So I've been teaching for about seven years now, practicing for over 10 years. And one thing that I notice with my students is just the attention to detail in your hands when we are doing yoga postures. Just attention to detail within any yoga posture is super important. So today we are just going to focus on the hands because there's so much that I could really talk about. So today Allison is demonstrating basic tabletop. This position with the hands, you can tell right away there's a lot of dumping in the wrists. Over time, this is going to cause a lot of pain, and we want yoga to better our bodies, our life. So this is not good. So to fix this and correct this, I'm going to have Allison make sure that her hands are shoulder distance apart and your middle fingers are straight forward. So here, good, we're just going to shift the wrists just a little bit here. So you want the wrists parallel at the top of your mat, middle finger straight forward. And one of the pressures that you really want within downward facing dog or when you're on your hands is the pointer finger mound pressed nice and snug to the mat. So if I had a little tiny piece of paper, I could slip it underneath. It's that snug and it's really active. So if you notice when she lifts here, a lot of the weight gets dumped into the wrist and that's going to cause pain in the wrist, and we don't want that. So looks good. Let's correct this other hand over here. So middle finger straight forward, we're going to shift the wrist just a little bit parallel with the top of the mat, middle finger straight forward, and our hands, when we open them up really big, this shortens and squeezes the wrists and the lines within your wrists. So you just want them nice and comfortable, almost like a little soft L with your hands here. So when the thumbs are really big, that's a lot on the wrists. So that's a no, yes. No, yes. Perfect. All right, so here, her knees are under her hips, hip distance apart. We're gonna have Allison look up, and then we're gonna have her tuck her toes, and then send her hips back to her downward facing dog. So this is a posture that you will see within yoga. And right away, I'm gonna ask Allison to press down the pointer finger mounds. You can see they start to lift, and then right away the weight's gonna go into the wrists. So we want this nice and snug, little piece of paper could not slip underneath. That's great. Good, so here, looking at her arms, we're gonna have Allison, it's like you're pressing the mat away with your hands, so you're growing nice and long. Good, nice and long and tall in your body here. So nice and just basically a lot of space within your body. Cool, that looks great. Nice, and then another piece to keep in mind, I noticed just knowing Allison, that your arms, so either in yoga, you're either really flexible or you're really strong. So you want to either, you want to find the middle ground of that. And in different areas within your body, once you get to know yourself more and more, you'll know which you'll need. So here I do know that Allison is, so let's see, really hyperextended. So you notice it kind of bends and waves. That's going to put a lot of pressure on the elbows here. So she's just going to take a mini micro bend. Good, pointer finger mounds are pressed nice and snug. And she's doing a great job. It's actually not really easy to hold downward dog for a long time, so come on down to your knees, Allison. Good, beautiful, awesome. All right, so there's 3 tips that I'd like to leave you with. If they resonate with you, please take them to whatever yoga class that you're going to. If you're practicing at home, please use them. Nikki Doan is one of my favorite teachers, and she passed these down to me, and I use them as a reference because there's so many different styles of yoga out there, and you do want it to benefit your life, not harm you and cause more pain, suffering. So the first yoga tip I'd like to pass along is your breath, making sure that your breath is nice and smooth and comfortable within any posture. If it does become choppy and rough and rigid and you're noticing that and you can't smooth it out, it's a good time to come out of the posture. So always noticing your breath and using your breath as a guide. It's the one thing that's constantly present and it's always going to be there for you, so use your breath. Watch it and follow it. The second tip that I'd like to give is shaking. So if you're within a posture and you're shaking and you can't smooth it with your breath or holding it with your mind as well, it's a good time to come out and to rest. The third tip that I'd like to pass along is just making sure When you are doing the posture, it's doing more good. If you're starting to lose the integrity of the posture and you can't hold it, breath, mind, it's not helping, you want to come out. So those are 3 tips that I want to leave you with, and then also a quote that my teacher gave me, which is the most important relationship that you have is with yourself. So I hope it's the best one you have.
Okay, so welcome everyone. I am Dr. Diana Draper. I am a naturopathic doctor. Once a month we do these free talks for health education to help inspire you to take care of yourself and get into more of a preventative wellness program as opposed to us always catching up on our health. So this month, as traditional every year, is we're going to talk about detoxing because now is the time. So from a Chinese medicine perspective, as we move into spring, that's the time when it's rebirth, basically. The earth has been sleeping for the past couple months. If you want to look outside, if you're living somewhere where there's snow, you would recognize everything has died. And as the snow melts, we get back into rebirth and life comes back up. So Mother Earth is now growing food for us to live off of in the summertime and stay healthy with. We do the same things with our body as essentially the season cycle. So in the winter time, our tendencies are to hibernate. Our body likes to conserve more fat to keep us warm, and we tend to slow down. All of our body systems slow down. Our metabolism slows down. So then when spring comes, there's always this huge influx. We want to get out, we want to be active, we want to lose weight, we want to take care of ourselves. So what happens for most of us is we get this gung-ho idea that, okay, suddenly it's sunny out, I'm going to take on this brand new exercise program, and I'm going to eat healthy, and my sleep's going to be amazing, and I'm going to do all these things at once, and then you do them for about 3 weeks and totally burn yourself out, and then fall off the bandwagon, and then feel bad for a while, and then try it again. So what I want to talk about today is just the simplicity of how easy it is to take care of yourself and get into the healthy groove coming out of the winter stagnation into the spring, summer, fire, heat, growing, rebirth, and without blowing yourself out of the water or knocking yourself off of any program that you want to do. So now is the time where my patients are coming into my office saying, I want to lose weight, I want to work out, I want to feel better. And so the first step to starting any new program is making sure that your body's in a place where it can do that. So when I say body, I mean the physical body, I also mean your mental, so your brain. Okay? A lot of us have rebellious attitudes towards discipline. So when we decide to take on a program, if the program's too disciplined, you're going to stick to it for a little bit, and then you're just going to rebound hard against it, because we're humans. We like diversity. We like things going up and down and sideways. Consistency gets really boring for us. It gets really boring for your body too. So it's important to start yourself at a really healthy baseline. So before you start any hardcore workout program or hardcore eating program, you should really make sure that your body's at its best state, which means we talk about detoxing. So detoxing, whenever I mention this to my patients, I kind of get a silent eye roll. I get it. It has a very negative connotation to it, but it's not meant to be. So we have 5 organs of elimination in our body: our colon, our lung, our liver, our kidney, and our skin lymph. And so it's really easy to just make sure that those organs of elimination are working the best that they can. Because if you suddenly start to do an exercise program that increases your metabolism, increases the circulation of your blood, increases your appetite, and you start eating more, if your organs of elimination aren't doing their job as well as they can, you're getting recirculation of toxins in your body. Your body's not getting rid of everything as efficiently as it can. So you're gonna feel more sluggish when you're working out, when you're eating, when you're breaking down your food. So making sure that your organs of elimination are at their best before you take on any big challenging experiences in your life is really important. So there are so many things you can do to support your organs of elimination, but we're just going to keep it really basic, at home things that you can do. First and foremost, love your body. It shows up for you every single day, and we don't say thank you nearly enough. Okay? Second is to recognize what it does. So your liver, for example, your liver filters all of your blood. which if you think about everything that goes into our bloodstream, the liver has a really big job. And we usually do things like drink, have an unhealthy lifestyle that puts a lot of pressure on the liver. The liver is one of the few organs in our body that regenerates itself. So again, when you respect your body and how smart it is, you got to think about, wow, the liver has a lot to do, and we've created this backup that even if we lost some of it, it's going to regrow anyways. So it's really important to recognize the simplicity of what our body systems does. So our liver is like the oil in our car. We change the oil a couple times every year. We got to reboot the liver a couple times every year. So we have to clear it out, make sure that it is detoxing everything properly, because if it doesn't, that's when we run into joint pain, migraines, skin issues, the whole shebang, hormonal imbalances. So one really great way to make sure that your liver is being taken care of is first thing in the morning, have a glass of warm lemon water. That gets your gallbladder pumping, which is going to help regulate your fat metabolism, and it activates your liver basically in an indirect way, but it gets your detox happening. Lemon water is really, really great for detoxing. It's also alkalining, so we're keeping inflammation down in the body. We're keeping the body more basic as opposed to acidic. So that's number one. Number two is drink tons of water. So your blood has a thickness to it. The more water, the more hydrated we are in our system, the thinner the blood's going to be, the easier it's going to be for your heart to circulate it around your body. We have water at our fingertips here where we live, so use it, take advantage of it. Number three is making sure that you breathe. Okay, your lungs are one of your organs of elimination. So if you breathe deeply and properly, you're exchanging toxins in and out of your breath, which is really important. And again, it's a tool. You don't have to go buy a supplement. You don't have to take a pill to do this. This is a tool that we have in our body as a natural detoxing mechanism. So along with those foundational pieces to detoxing, there's always the important piece of recognizing what you're putting in your body. So if it's food, know where it came from. Read the ingredients. What's the quality of it, right? You don't have to be perfect. If you talk about organic foods, if you can afford organic foods, great. If you can't, stick to the rule of the dirty dozen. Go ahead and look them up and just try and have those be organic. Know where your food comes from. Like for meat, is it wild game meat or is it farmed meat? Understand the complexity of where that comes from. Don't make it rocket science. You don't need to be a nutritionist in that way. Just get smart about what you're putting in your body and respect it, right? Appreciate your food. It is the fuel that you live with. And then make sure that you're exercising, getting a good night's sleep, and adjusting as needed for times when life is more stressful or not stressful. So, to sum up, detox is this conversation we could talk about forever, but since we don't have time, 3 basic rules for detoxing. First thing in the morning, warm lemon water. Make sure that you do your deep breathing regularly. Check in with yourself. Are you breathing? Take some deep breaths. And then make sure that you have enough water throughout the day. If anything else, so your blood can pump better, you can get more oxygenated blood to your brain so you can think better. And then on top of that, pay attention to what you're putting in your body and how you're treating it, and just really love it. It shows up for you every single day. And so as spring's coming and we are doing the rebirth and Mother Earth is building all of this food for us to eat, you have a perfect opportunity to start from baseline. So start from baseline, taking care of yourself, and then that will enable you to take care of everyone else.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and today I'm going to show you a core strengthening workout to help improve posture alignment as well as spinal stability and mobility. All you need is a yoga mat or a soft spot on a carpeted floor, and let's get started. So coming down onto all fours, just making sure that your knees are aligned underneath the hips and that your wrist creases are aligned under the shoulders or slightly in front of to take the pressure off the wrists. From here, as you exhale, rounding the spine towards the ceiling, tucking the chin and gazing back between your thighs. And as you inhale, allow the belly to soften towards the floor, expanding through the chest, looking forward. Inhaling, expanding the front side of the body, gazing forward. And taking one more round, exhaling and inhaling, loosening up the spine, creating a little bit mobility before we begin. From here, coming into neutral spine, and anytime we're working with the core muscles or any core exercise, you really want to engage the core and engage all the muscles supporting the spine. So a good way to visualize this is pulling the belly button in towards the spine, as well as the lower ribs in towards the spine. We don't want the spine to extend or to round. So find that neutral spine, engaging the core, and we'll move into bird dog. So from here, taking the right hand forward, reaching the fingertips forward, and then pulling back on the arm to stabilize the shoulder. From here, you can either bring the left toes to the mat or pick the left leg up. Still stabilizing through the core here, holding for 3 more deep breaths. And exhale, releasing. So again, reaching forward with the left fingertips, pull the arm back towards the shoulder, stabilize the shoulder and the hips, point the toes, engaging the core. And exhale, release. From here, you can do another round the same way, or come into a high plank for more of a challenge. Taking the feet hips distance apart, inhale, right hand forward, left leg behind. Stabilizing through the core, and exhale, release. Same thing, other side, left hand forward, right toes back, really engage that core to find your balance. So coming down from bird dog, coming all the way down onto your stomach, and from here your feet can be hips distance apart, arms reaching out in front of you. Moving into a back extension. To modify, you leave your feet on the floor, picking the arms, shoulders, and chest up off the floor. Or, for more of a challenge, lift the legs up as well. From here, inhale, reach the hands forward, and exhale, squeeze the elbows back, squeezing in between the shoulder blades. Inhale, forwards, and exhale, squeeze. Inhale, forwards, exhale, squeeze. For 2 more, reaching and lifting the shoulders up higher as you exhale. Inhale and exhale. From here, coming down, taking the hands underneath the shoulders, bring your feet together, and exhale, push yourself back to child's pose for just a little stretch. Allow the hips to sink down towards the heels and the forehead to come down towards the floor. Breathing here, and then coming forwards for our next move. So coming into forearm side plank, making sure the elbows are just stacked underneath the shoulders. From here, toes can come together. Taking those right fingers over towards left elbow so that the forearm is parallel with the top of your mat, we'll roll over onto our right side. From here, making sure the elbow is stacked underneath the shoulder, not in front of, but nice and lined up for best stability. From here, the left hand can be on the hip, and you have 2 choices. You can bend the knees at 90 degrees for an easier modification, engage the core, and then lift the hips. You can stay here and hold, or if you want more of a challenge, straighten the legs. From here, stacking the feet, lift the hips. Either hold here and breathe, or start to dip. Inhale, dipping down with the hips. Exhale, lifting up. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. 1 more. And exhale, pushing up. Come on down, and we'll switch sides. So coming over to the other side. Again, lining up the elbow under the shoulder. Bend the knees for a little bit easier, or straighten the feet for more of a challenge. From here, lifting up through the hips, holding, engaging the core. Inhale, lower. Exhale, push up. Staying with the breath as you move, strengthening the side waist muscles, the obliques, and the transverse abdominis. 1 more. And exhale, push up. Moving into final position, coming onto your back. From here, straightening the left leg onto the ground, take the right leg 90 degrees. From here, taking the fingertips behind the head, open the shoulders, engage the core, and then as you inhale, start to lift the head and shoulders up. Exhaling the left elbow towards right knee, and then lowering down, not quite touching the floor. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, lower. If you'd like more of a challenge, raise that left leg and hover it above the ground. Exhaling, twisting in. Inhale, lower. For 2 more. Inhaling in, exhaling, and then slowly release. Switching sides, lifting the left leg 90 degrees, and either allow the right leg on the floor for modification or raise the right leg. Inhale, lifting the head and shoulders up. Exhale, twisting in. Inhale, lower. Exhale, twist. Engaging the core the whole time. Strengthening all the way around the abdominal area, creating better stability and strength. 1 more. Exhaling and inhale. Releasing back down. And that's all the exercises for today. If you can, try to practice 2 to 4 times a week to create better strength and stability in your life. Thank you for joining.
Hi everyone, my name is Rena. I'm here to show you how to do a smoothie. Something I like to always have in my smoothie, so it's a well-based plant, something to put in my smoothies that I like to have as a whole meal replacement. I'm going to go ahead and show you. And a lot of this stuff is just really simple stuff that I've purchased from the grocery store in the freezer section. Usually when it comes on sale, that's when I usually like to stock up on them. And that way have them in case I want to play around with different smoothies and tastes and add different things in. So today we're going to start off. I'm going to show you one of my main key ingredients, which is maca. So my maca root is rich in vitamin B, C, and E. It provides plenty of calcium, zinc, iron, and magnesium, phosphorus, as well as amino acids. Maca has also been called the Peruvian ginseng. Maca has long been used to promote sexual function in both men and women, and it's in a sense used to boost the libido and increase endurance. It is also really good for women that are going through menopause. It's something to cool you down. It's a cooling ginseng. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop that in my blender. Something else I always do put in is spinach. Spinach is really high in folate and your irons. So whenever you are doing a lot of physical activity, it's always best to kind of get folate in wherever you can, just so you're moving through your body and cleaning your blood and kind of working with everything that you are doing post-exercise. I usually get that from the freezer section, so they are frozen in cubes. You can do the fresh stuff. I'm gonna take some raspberries. We've got raspberries. They are frozen as well. And I do have blueberries. And they have been frozen from last summer in my freezer, which is fabulous, from the local area. Something I always do add as well is a banana, just because it does have a lot of high magnesium and potassium. So whenever you are exerting your body, it's always good to kind of balance it out and get all the nutrients back naturally. So what we're gonna do as well with our smoothie is, because we're sort of still in between seasons, fighting off the winter and getting into spring, I'm gonna add ginger. Ginger is fabulous for making sure that you're healthy, your circulation is good. Ginger has so many benefits to it, so I always pop a little bit off, and I'm gonna just put a little chunk in. I've taken off the skin already, so I can kind of show you I've taken away some of the skin from the root, and then I've just cut off a section of it, and that's what we're gonna use. It smells fabulous, so I'm really happy about that. Another thing I'm going to add as well is our protein. I like to use Vega. Vega protein powder is vegan. It is 300 grams of protein, glutamine, BCAAs. It pretty much is all well-rounded, and it's plant-based. So pea protein, it's fabulous. So I'm just gonna take a scoop, put that in as well. It does make a bit of a mess, but that's part of the process of making a smoothie. So that's really good.
I've got some orange juice. I like to use the orange juice that has a lot of pulp in it just because it adds to your smoothie. It doesn't make it so watery, it gives it some body, so it's pretty good. So I'm going to add that in. And I'm also going to go ahead and add in some coconut milk. Non-dairy, so you can use whatever you want to use at home. I prefer coconut milk. It's fabulous for you. So it's something that I'm going to go ahead and add in. Now, anything else you wanted to change, you definitely can. This is something that I sort of like to do morning to midday, just to kind of give you that little bit of burst of energy. So we're gonna go ahead and blend this up now. And we're gonna turn it on and let it do its magic for a few minutes. Okay, so now once we've blended that all up, I'm just gonna go ahead and serve it up because it is now finished. So portion that out there. Let someone have a sample of that, and we're all good. It's beautiful because it's got such a great color. It looks amazing. It tastes even better. That little hint of spice with the ginger is just great for giving you a little bit more burst of energy, and it's fabulous to have any day of the week. Thanks for watching, guys.
Awesome.
Cool. Yeah?